and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix and the home race of the Scuderia Ferrari. And now let's get in to the qualifying report. And so for this race we are going to put in a brand new combustion engine and turbocharger as well to hopefully bring the extra power to the car, as the second units of the combustion engine and turbo, they are getting quite old, so we're going to re-put them in for the next round at Singapore, as that's a less power heavy circuit. And we go across the line and we go into P4 at the end of the session here, and it's 4 different teams in the top 4 in this session. And so now on to Q2 here, and on to our set of medium compound tyres and this lap, and to see if we can try and qualify on these tyres for the race. We go across the line and it's only P11, so we're not going to be able to start on the medium tyres, as the tyre you set the quickest lap in Q2 is the tyre you start the race on. And now on to our lap, and we split the 2 Ferrari cars with a bit of a help from a slipstream from Albon, and we go into Q3 having gone into P3 and our teammate in P5 as well. So hopefully we can get a good result in this qualifying session. And on to our first lap of Q3, and where will this lap put us? And across the line we go, and it's ahead of the 2 Ferrari cars here, as Hamilton then goes provisional pole position. And now on to our second run here, and we have set a purple first sector. However, we've not been able to improve on our second sector time, and now we go across the line. Where will this put us on the grid? And we have qualified in P5 for the race tomorrow, and let's take a look at the rest of the grid.
Time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and the Rainmaster completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Bottas, they've taken a grid penalty, Lance Stroll and Grosjean, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Vettel and Lando Norris, Leclerc, Butler, Alexander Albon and Kvyat, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, George Russell and Robert Kubica, Weber and Max Verstappen completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
And so due to penalties, we are promoted up to P2 alongside Lewis Hamilton for the start of the race, and we get a good start and go alongside him. But Perez has also had a good start, so we need to leave a bit of space for him as well. And into turn 1 now, and we can't quite make the corner and onto the big curbs, and that's Perez who's come out in the lead ahead of Lewis Hamilton as we slot in to 3rd place. And now on to the end of the lap, we're getting all we can using the full fuel mixture in Rich and the full ERS as well, and we've managed to get past Lewis Hamilton here. But now it's Valtteri Bottas, and he is now right on the back of Lewis Hamilton. And into turn 1 he's going to go into the second lap of the race, and can he overtake his teammate? And will Lewis Hamilton go down into P4 after just a lap and a bit from being on pole position? And he's on the medium tyres as well, so that could make him come into play towards the end of the race. And Bottas has indeed overtaken his teammate for P3, but now it's Lance Stroll, and now he is on the back of Lewis Hamilton here. And might Hamilton go down into P5 now in this race? And they're side by side, the 2 drivers, into the Parabolica here, and who's going to come out on top? Will it be Lewis Hamilton, or will it be our teammate Lance Stroll going down onto the main straight? And who's going to have the DRS? It's going to be Stroll, so he's going to have the advantage going into turn 1. And can he take P4 away from Lewis Hamilton? And yes, he can. And interesting there, Hamilton going down into P5. But now it's Sebastian Vettel, and now he is on the back of Lewis Hamilton. But Hamilton's also on the back of Stroll, and the double slipstream as well has Sebastian Vettel, and he's overtaken Stroll. But can he overtake Lewis Hamilton as well? Not quite out of the first chicane, but he's got a good exit out of the corner and onto the Curva Grande now. And can he make a move into the second chicane? Maybe heading down to it now. And can he make a move? And he's gone to the right into the chicane. Can he make this move stick here? And yes, he can. And up to P4 does Sebastian Vettel go, and that'll please the Tifosi here at Monza. However, Lewis Hamilton's going to come back at Sebastian Vettel here and into the first chicane, and they are now side by side. And who is going to come out on top in this battle between the 2 championship protagonists here? And they are still side by side now into the Curva Grande, and Lewis Hamilton has the advantage here, but can Vettel come back at him? And will he do so? Not quite, as Hamilton takes the position, and now Vettel is side by side with Stroll, but he is able to defend from him here. But now it's on to lap 8, and we have got DRS on Sergio Perez, and it's for the lead of the race, but we can't quite find our way past the Mexican driver, and we try and take an alternate line to see if we can get a good exit, but it's not quite enough there. But now we look to Max Verstappen, and towards the back of the field, the driver who started last on the grid due to penalties, but now has worked his way towards the back of Daniel Ricciardo, and he's going to go round the outside of the Renault driver into the Parabolica, and he makes the move stick as well, and now he's on the back of George Russell in the Williams, and now he's side by side with him here. And who's going to come out on top in this battle? And it looks like Verstappen does, and now we go on later on to the lap, and now Verstappen's looking to go 3 wide into the second chicane with Daniel Kvyat and with Nico Hulkenberg, and he's able to overtake the Russian driver. And now later on to the lap once more, and now he's right on the back of Nico Hulkenberg here, and now he's side by side heading towards the Ascari chicane, and he has made the move stick, and he's made up quite a fair few positions there in that lap. And now we're going later to the race, and still towards Max Verstappen we look, and now he's 3 wide with Alex Albon and the Haas driver of Romain Grosjean, who he overtakes going in to the Parabolica. But now can Max Verstappen overtake the Toro Rosso driver of Alex Albon? And now they are side by side heading down the main straight here, and can he make the mistake? And he's going to maybe overtake Giovinazzi as well in the Alfa Romeo, as we see in the background the Ferrari of Vettel and our teammate Lance Stroll coming out of the pits there. But now it's side by side with Alex Albon and Max Verstappen, as Verstappen's overtaken Giovinazzi, and he's overtaken Alex Albon as well. And now on to lap 12, and we are now into the pits for our pit stop, and we have been jumped here by Valtteri Bottas. Not so good there from us, and now we come out of the pits, and Giovinazzi, Kvyat and Grosjean have all overtaken us here, but they haven't made their pit stops yet, so we're going to have to try and re-overtake them and try and do it as soon as possible so we don't lose much time to Valtteri Bottas and to Sergio Perez as well. But we are on the back of Grosjean on the Curva Grande. We go to the left, there's not much space at all for us, but we make the move stick into the second chicane, and now we're behind Kvyat. And now later on to the lap, now we've got DRS on him, and we're going to go to the left into the Ascari chicane, and can we make the move stick? And yes, we can. And now we look to Valtteri Bottas, and he's going to try and overtake Sergio Perez for the lead of this race into the Ascari chicane, side by side between the two, and Valtteri Bottas takes the lead away from Sergio Perez. But can Perez come back at the Mercedes driver? Yes, he can, and now they are side by side heading into the Parabolica here around the outside. It's a bit of a lock-up from Perez, so that'll give Bottas an advantage, but he's still had a good exit, has the Mexican driver, and he's now retaken the lead of this race as Lewis Hamilton is into the pits now. But Bottas is going to come back at Sergio Perez here and into the first corner, and there we see Hamilton coming out of the pits behind us, and Valtteri Bottas takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix now. But now it's Charles Leclerc here, and he is right on the back of his teammate here and of Lance Stroll as well, and now they are side by side on the back straight here, and now he's side by side with Lance Stroll, and he's going to try and go round the outside of our teammate into the Parabolica, and he's made the double overtake stick here. And now we look to Sergio Perez, and he's going to try and come back at Valtteri Bottas here onto the main straight, and they're now side by side, and now Perez is ahead here and has retaken the lead of this race. And will Valtteri Bottas have any answer to this? Not quite at this corner here, and it's on to the start of lap 22, and we're now under some real pressure from Lewis Hamilton here as he tries to overtake us, and he lunges up the inside of us. And can we do anything about this? And yes, we can, as we go over the curb and slightly squeeze him onto the outside of the track, and we can defend from the British driver. But now it's Valtteri Bottas, and he's right on the back, and now side by side with Sergio Perez, and now Bottas has retaken the lead of this race. And can now Sergio Perez have any answer? No, he can't, and yes, again, the non-DRS user can't have any answer into the first corner. But now we are now under some real pressure once again from Lewis Hamilton as he goes up or inside into the Ascari chicane, but we have the quicker line around the outside and he tries to lunge again into the final part of the chicane, but again the outside line proves to be the quicker line through that corner, and now it is Sergio Perez, and he's now side by side with Valtteri Bottas into the Ascari chicane once more. And who's going to come out on top in this battle, as they are still side by side down the back straight here? And it looks like Valtteri Bottas has the advantage as he retakes the lead away from Sergio Perez, but Perez is going to get the DRS on the main straight now. So can he come back at the Mercedes driver here with some DRS as he opens it now? And who is going to be able to take the lead into turn 1? Will it be Sergio Perez with the DRS as they're now side by side? And can Valtteri Bottas have an answer? And no, he can't, but he can now as we go on to the next DRS straight, and he quite easily there takes the lead back from Sergio Perez, and this is proving to be a real big battle here, as now we are on to lap 26 now, and now it's Charles Leclerc who has taken the DRS and the double slipstream on us and Hamilton as well, and now he has taken the final podium position, and that'll definitely please the Tifosi here. But Lance Stroll is out of this race, and he was only a couple of positions behind us, so that's not good for the team there. But now Sergio Perez on the final lap of this race is going to have one last chance to go up the inside of Valtteri Bottas into the first corner, and now he takes the lead. Or does he, as Bottas tries to fight back here, and so he will, and these guys will both be determined to win this Italian Grand Prix here. But Bottas is right on the back of Sergio Perez now, and can he make a move into the second chicane? And they're now side by side, and who's going to come out on top in this battle here? And it looks like with the inside line Bottas takes the lead, but it might not be over just yet, as now we start the final lap of the race, and now it's Lewis Hamilton going upward inside here into the chicane. Can we do anything to defend from him? And yes, we can, and we have defended the position once again. But now Sergio Perez, and can this be his final chance to take the lead of this race and win this Italian Grand Prix, as he goes up the inside into the Ascari chicane? And now Perez has the lead going into the final corner of this race, but Bottas, he is right behind in the slipstream, and can he take this race on the final corner? And who's going to come out on top and win this race? And Bottas has the inside line, and can he win this race? And they're now side by side, and it's going to be oh so close as they come to the checkered flag, and Valtteri Bottas wins this Italian Grand Prix. And now we go back to us, and we are in 4th place, but Lewis Hamilton is still right behind us here. And will he overtake? And it's going to be almost side by side, and we just about take P4 in this Italian Grand Prix, and for our best result of this season so far.
You can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
And so Valtteri Bottas wins the race, followed by Sergio Perez getting another podium here in this season, and Leclerc getting a Ferrari podium in front of the Tifosi. But in the championship, this means that Hamilton has a 2-point lead over Sebastian Vettel now, and this championship is just heating up more and more as the season goes on. But if you have enjoyed this video, then do leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos on F1 2019. So I will see you next time for another video, and goodbye.